All right, let's go ahead and do an audio sync test and just play around and see if this newest version of Camtasia is going to allow me to record sound and visual together at the same time. Important if we're going to do any remedial lessons getting ready for the AP exam. So I'm just going to draw some swirls. Here's a swirl for you. Yeah, that's a swirl. Here's another swirl from the other side coming at you. Oh, look at that. Swirls. Awesome. Let's see. Really don't have to draw a whole lot. Let me think about, we'll just talk about geometry concepts we're working on this week. So if you take a right triangle and you draw an altitude starting at the vertex of that right angle down to the other side, okay? An altitude also has a right angle where it hits that opposite side. There's some interesting properties about this right triangle, this specific type of right triangle. One of the properties I'm going to show the geometry kids this week is that if you have the altitude here, let's label that as x, and let's say that the hypotenuse is split up into two separate chunks of length, I don't know, let's go with 5, and this looks like maybe an 8, something like that. Okay, that altitude length is actually the geometric mean of the two parts of the hypotenuse that it cuts into those two sections. So what I'm saying, a geometric mean rather than an arithmetic mean. If I told you the x is the arithmetic mean of 5 and 8, that would be equal to your 5 plus 8 divided by 2. That's the meaning that we use for the mean frequently in statistics. It comes up a lot in like Algebra 1, even earlier than that, etc., etc. But that's not true here. It's actually the case that x is the geometric mean. And geometric referring to multiplication here. Well, it's the geometric mean of 5 and 8, meaning when I multiply 5 and 8 together and take the square root of that, that is what x is equal to. So I can say x is equal to the square root of 40, which we can break down with a factor tree into 4 and 10. 4 is 2 2's, 10 is a 2 and a 5, etc., etc. Okay, so we've got a pair of 2's that we can pull outside of our radical. So x would be equal to 2 radical 10. Kind of an interesting idea. But that's not all. That's not all, folks. If you have y over here as one of the legs of your hypotenuse, there are some geometric mean properties for a right triangle with those properties for y as well. So y is actually equal to the geometric mean of the portion of the hypotenuse that it is touching, this 8 portion right here, okay, and the whole hypotenuse. So y is the geometric mean of that 8, and the whole length of the hypotenuse is 13. So y is equal to the geometric mean of, let's see, or the square root of 104, which breaks down as 2 and 52, 2 and 26, 2 and 13. You've got a pair of 2's. 1, 2 comes outside the radical, so this is y equals 2 radical 26 for the length of that y. So the same can actually be said for z over here. On the other side, the other leg, z is the geometric mean of this 5 and the whole hypotenuse. Z is equal to the square root of 5 rad 13, which is rad 65. Break that down as follows, 5 and 13, nothing comes outside the radical, and there you go. Z equals rad 65, you've got y equals 2 rad 26, and in green, x equals 2 rad 10. Okay, let me check the duration of this video, see where we're at, because it doesn't need to be long to see if the audio syncs up correctly. Hey, we just need another minute. Awesome. Okay, well then, I'm going to talk about a video game I'm playing right now. that my high school buddies got me into. It's some of you guys know that I am a crazy Left 4 Dead fan. Left 4 Dead is a game where you run around as one of 4 people, and the goal is to survive the levels. You've got hordes of zombies that come at you, and then there are 4 people on the zombie team who are human-controlled characters, and they're tougher to take out. Well, Killing Floor, I know, really such a PC title. Killing Floor is all about the same idea, where you've got streams of zombies coming at you. You play with between 1 and 6 people. Super gory, super bloody, but oh, it's fun. It's a good way to wind down at the end of the day. So yeah, I enjoy it. Okay, let me add another little square here right there, so I can double check at the end of this video if audio and video are syncing. And